Okay, what did we cover last week? Do what?
Lots. The pipe.
I like it. That's a generic answer. So you were asleep last week.
Yep.
For those who were not asleep last week, what did we cover?
Stay.
Awesome. And what else?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. We worked on jumping up and staying. All right, give me a report card. How did we do?
Good.
She stays well.
She stays well. Okay. Success? No success? Do we need to go over it anymore? Did you guys understand it?
In progress.
In progress. I like it. I like it.
Put it in progress.
I do what? Oh, the recall.
Yeah,
You got it. That is something. We also worked on the recall, if you didn't hear this, young man. I did record last week, but my battery looks like ran out halfway through, so I apologize. I did send that to everybody, but you're missing like half of it. Let's talk about, I want to go over the recall a little bit. I know we kind of rushed it. We really didn't have a dog that we could use, meaning there wasn't really a safe environment to really work on it. One of the things we talked about is not putting your dog in a felling situation. So if your dog is half a mile from you chasing geese, it's probably not a good time to call your dog. If your dog is in your backyard in a neutral environment and you have a high value food, probably a good time to work on it. One of the things I see a lot of times is people get really frustrated with their dog when the recall, and ask yourself this: would you really want to come to somebody if they were yelling, "Come"? If they were yelling at you, probably not. Come on in. It's okay. Did you want your wife to sing or tell a joke, or did you? She's better than you. Okay. Anyways, one of the things with the recall is if your dog gets from you, don't get frustrated. Don't yell at your dog running towards them saying, "Come." Most likely the dog is going to run away. We kind of talked about that a little bit too. Any questions on the recall a little bit? I want to make sure that we're all kind of copacetic on that. We good? Okay, so tonight we are going to work on two different things. We are going to work on heeling and walking on the leash. So somebody tell me in their mind what the difference between walking on the leash and heeling would be. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Yes?
Walking on a leash, most people have their dog anywhere. Heeling, the dog is shoulders at your leg.
I like it. She defined it very well. So I consider it as, one, the dog is an active partner. Heeling is something I work on with my dog probably more than anything else. My goal is to get my dog to heel at least 15 to 20 minutes with not looking away. That's kind of my end result. Your guys' end result is going to differ. So if you guys just wanted to define heel as, hey, the dog is next to us or next to you, and you're happy with that, then that's fine. If you want your dog to be attentive, then that's what you want your dog to do heeling, that's your goal. So just because my goal is one thing doesn't mean your goal is the same. Some people after tonight, you're just going to be happy with your dog just doesn't yank you down the street. So let's talk about that. Walking on a leash is, I define it as a more relaxed walk. In other words, when I tell my dog to walk, it doesn't matter if the dog's on the right, left. It doesn't matter really if I come to a stop, if the dog sits. I just don't want the dog to yank me down the street. Where it's different than a heel. Heel is the dog knows his positioning, is attentive. When I come to a stop, he sits. So after tonight, it's your guys' job to figure out, hey, what is best for me and my dog? Okay? So we're going to first kind of talk about walking on a leash before we get to heeling. Because most of you guys are just going to want your dogs to walk on a leash. Can I use you for a minute? So Christina and I are going to go for a little walk here. I'm not going to walk. Okay, you guys can laugh at that joke. It's good. So we're going to go for a little walk here. So what happens is when dog goes for a walk, the dog starts pulling. And what does the owner do? The owner usually, pulls back and they tighten up on the leash. So I pulled her. Now she thinks if she holds me really tight and goes for a walk and starts walking, I'm going to stop pulling, right? In fact, it actually does the opposite. It encourages the dog to pull harder. So, and you can do a little experiment when you do this with your own dog. When you take him for a walk, tight up on your leash, like really tight, and watch what happens. Most likely, the dog will start pulling you harder. However, if you give the dog all the leash and start walking with your dog on a loose leash, what's going to happen is your dog's going to say, hey, this is kind of weird. I'm not kind of used to this. We're going to use this kind of thought process in the dog's head to our advantage. You guys ever watch the Iditarod? Okay, for those who don't know what the Iditarod is, it's a big Alaska race where it's 1,000 miles, and I always screw this part up. I don't know exactly where. Thank you, Anchorage to Known Shields, it reminds me. And a lot of people watch this and like, wow, those dogs really enjoy it. They really enjoy pulling. Your dog enjoys pulling. Even though it annoys the heck out of you, your dog really does like to pull. However, we are going to teach your dogs that there's no success in pulling. Here's kind of how it looks. Christina and I are going to go for a walk. She has a loose leash. I go to the end of the leash. The moment I go to the end of the leash, she's going to stop. Hey, this is kind of weird. Why can't I go forward? Hey, this is kind of weird. Hey, Mom. The moment I turn around, she's going to reward me. I'll say, hey, that's kind of weird. Okay, then she's going to do this again. Hey, we're going to go back again. Okay, we're going to go for a little walk. Okay, I get out in front of her, start pulling. And she comes to a stop. Hey, man, I can't go. Wait a minute. Last time I turned around, I got rewarded. Hey, now wait a minute. Now the dog starts using their brain a little bit. This is kind of weird. Okay, let's do this again. Now we're going for a walk again. She stops. I go to the end leash. Oh, wait a minute. I get rewarded, okay? By the fourth time, if we're very fortunate, your dog is going to do this. Come back a little further. You're going to go for a walk. She's going to come to a stop. Oh, I know this game. And the dog is going to hopefully not pull. Why? Because the dog learns that if they start pulling, they don't get success from it. You just completely stop. Your dog wants to go forward. Your dog wants to go for a walk. We're teaching the dog that if the dog starts pulling, you're just going to stop. If the dog makes a choice and comes back to you or turns back to you, you're going to reward for the behavior. So if at any time you're walking with your dog, walk please. You're walking with your dog and your dog happens to look at you, don't worry about stopping and feeding. You can feed while you walk. Because now the dog has realized, oh, the safe spot is to be right here beside you. When I'm right here beside you, I get rewarded. Does that make sense? Okay. I need a demo dog. Can I use you?
Yeah.
Jennifer number 1?
Wow, how do you know?
It's always top one.
Yeah, that's fine. I kind of feel like now I'm playing Jennifer favorites.
Dobie,
because
Jennifer.
she's 1, you're 2.
Yeah, but Dobie, Jennifer, and
Oh, because I can call her Miss Dobie.
yeah.
Oh.
I like that, Miss Dobie.
Yes, Dobie with a B, not a P.
Oh,
I like that.
exactly.
Okay, what's your dog's name again?
Tough.
Have we done this before you start taking the class?
Yes, a little bit.
Bloody hell. Okay.
Well, we're barking now.
Do what?
We're-
Oh, okay. Remember your dog's name again?
Tough.
Tough.
Not
Okay.
easy, tough.
Tough. What?
Tough.
Tough. T-U-F-F.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want. I thought she corrected me. I'm like, I thought I heard you correct. Okay. Do me a favor. Hold on to the end of the leash. Start walking this way. I'm going to try to encourage him to come this way. Tough. And stop. And feed. Good job. Okay, go back. Try it again. Tuffy. Tuff, 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 tuff. And yeah.
Question. At this point,
Answer.
does it matter if, like what he just did, he circled her on the other
Nope.
side? We're just getting the
We're
recall
just
back to us.
we're just teaching the dog not to pull on the leash.
Okay.
Technically, this dog's not pulling yet. Let's try it again.
I promise he pulls.
Tuff, 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 tuff. Good job. Okay, stop for a minute. Don't freeze. Freeze. Don't move. Wait, feed him again. Freeze. Don't move. Oh. Okay, put your hand back down there and freeze. Don't move. Okay, do you guys see how she's holding her hand? Okay, her palm is facing forward. When you got bloody hell. Try it again. Yeah, always when the dog is beside you, feed palm towards the dog. And that's one of the reasons why this dog, every time she stops, you got it. You could do this for a living. Try it again.
I didn't understand that, Jason.
What's the distinction there?
Here. She'll show you the wrong way. Can you please show him the wrong way now?
Yep. So I was feeding him this way?
Yeah.
I should be feeding him this way.
Yeah, now, here, keep your hand right there, now walk.
Why?
See, the dog stays right there. Now, watch what happens when she turns her hand over. Now start walking. You got it. Plus, now the dog's in front. Okay, let's try that again.
Okay.
Tough, 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 tough. Tuffy. Keep walking, keep walking. Tough, 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 tough. Okay, well that's not going to work. However, there is one thing that she can do. Do you notice after about 5 steps, the dog then comes around? Here, watch. I'll show you how to fix that. Okay, go back there, please, again. Okay, this time, when I tell you to feed, feed, okay?
Okay.
So do you have food in your hand?
Yep.
Okay. Keep your hand right on your side for a minute. Okay, up a little higher. Bring it, there you go. Okay, now walk. And feed. Keep walking. And feed. Keep walking. And feed. Good. Keep walking and feed. Good. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
So basically, you just keep feeding and then you expand that. So you did every 5 steps. Then maybe in a couple days you do every 7, 10, 15 until the dog realizes there's no success in coming around you.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
May I use Jennifer number 2?
Well, help me up.
LaRon, would you like to help me? Okay. Can you kneel down right there? Clap a little bit. Oh, maybe she won't. Bloody hell. Hey, here, start walking towards the run. Okay, she's not gonna do that. Won't work. All right, good job. Your dog's perfectly well trained already.
Not hardly.
Young man, would you like to try this for me? All right. Crazy dog. Is that because your wife's not here tonight? You can call it crazy dog. Here, back up a little further, please. What's your dog's name again?
Beignet.
Beignet. Meunier?
Beignet. Like a donut.
Like the donut, not the cream.
What the heck is beignet?
It's like
I didn't say beignet.
You're delicious.
Really?
They're like really fancy French donuts.
Bloody hell, I need to get some donuts now.
New Orleans.
Really? Now I want a donut. Okay, you can pronounce this dog thing because I can't.
Beignet.
Okay, Dad, start walking this way. You clap your hands a little bit.
Come here, buddy. Oh, man.
Head stop.
He's got 1 track mind.
Okay, let's go back and try this again. I think we should have done the class on something else. None of your dogs are polling. Here, clap again. Okay, Dad, start walking this way.
Come here, buddy.
And stop. Yes, feed, feed, feed. Good. Ah, too late. You missed your opportunity. Let's come back, try it again. Can you have some food in your hand this time, Dad? And stop. Yes, good job. Okay, we'll try it one more time. I mean, he's not really pulling. Okay, stop. Good job. Okay, how you feed him again? Twist your palm towards the dog. There you go, like that. So, you can sit that back down, thank you. So he did really good. There was a couple times, did you see that time the dog took about 3 or 4 steps and it was right beside him and the dog didn't get paid? If you guys can pay the dog, at that time, it's called capturing. Let me give you an idea of what capturing is, please. In dog training, we have something called free shaping. You guys ever heard of free shaping? I know it's a little bit advanced, but this will kind of make sense.
Isn't that the one where they choose to make the right decision?
You got it. Basically, the dog offers something, and you try to capture it. It's free shaping. So here's an example. So let's say his end goal is for me to look at his face. I'm hanging out here. He's not asking me to do anything. He's not giving me cues, and I happen to look at his face. And the moment I look at his face, he feeds me. Thought that's kind of weird, but okay. I'm looking around. I happen to look at his face. Boom, he feeds me. You don't have to make the noise he's using a click, that's fine. But the idea is He's not asking me to do anything. I'm learning on my own. There's value in looking in the face. So the same thing applies. Here, face that way. The same thing applies if I'm beside him and we're walking and I walk next to him and I'm right here and he pays me. Because if I get in front of him and start pulling, there's no reward. I'm just going to stop. But if I'm right next to him, obviously I get paid. The reason why your dogs are pulling right now is because they have got success from it and they enjoy it. We are just teaching the dog it's a higher value in walking beside us or not pulling. And yes, what was your question? I thought you had a question.
My question was, when you first started out with Laurent, right? Are we having our dog on the leash doing this, or just any time we decide what we want the dog to do? We want him to lay down, and he lays down?
Oh, you mean when you're free shaping?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's on leash or off leash.
Okay.
Free
So
shaping is...
out in the
Yeah,
yard.
if your dog happens to pick up a pine cone and brings it to you and you like that, boom, pay the dog.
Okay.
And then next time the dog's gonna be like, hey, you're like a cash machine. If I bring you pine cones, you pay me.
Got it.
Okay.
I like that.
But okay, kind of getting off traffic here, but when your dog is offering you, when you're walking with your dog and your dog offers you something that you like, immediately pay it. I kind of picked on this young man because his dog was doing it, but he stopped, reached in his pocket, pulled out food, handed to a dog. There was like 4 seconds, 5 seconds there. Yes, the dog can coincide, but your dog will get this concept way quicker if you can pay within 2 seconds. Okay? You guys want to try this? All right. Who's going to do it, mom or dad?
I'm gonna,
Well, he
he'll
won't
pull
go
to get
to
to
her,
me.
so, but he won't go to me. So
All right.
I will block him.
Let's try it.
Come on, bud. Go over there.
Oh yeah, mom, come back here.
Okay, ready?
Okay, don't call though, mom. There's enough stimulant already. Oh,
Go on, Sammy.
wait, don't call yet, don't call. Yes, there it is, feed. Ah, you missed a bunch of opportunities.
Yes, okay.
You did.
As soon as he looks at you,
Feed.
feed him.
I was waiting for him to turn around and come back.
You know what, the fact that he turned his head, here, let's start over again. Walk back there, Dad.
Come here. Here, let's do this.
Aren't you glad you didn't get a Great Dane?
No kidding. Never heard that.
So as soon as he looks at you, feed him.
Yes.
Back of your hand, yeah.
Well, okay, so the dog was already in front of him, he couldn't have, okay, stop, Dad. Yes. Good job. Okay, stop. Wait, yes. Good, okay, let's start over, Dad.
Here, bud.
He goes, hot dogs or mom, hot dogs or mom.
Yeah, I think mom's a higher value right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, stop. Yes. Good. Oh, feed him again. He's like, okay, hey, I kind of like that.
Anthony, you
Oh, good.
They're never gonna
This is fine, he's getting,
He's not even gonna walk.
He just,
okay, stop. Good.
You go.
Here, can I see a difference? Mom, can you take the leash and try this? Dad, will you sit back down? I'm guessing she spends most of the time with the dog?
let's go.
Ah, interesting. Does he pull it all on the leash when you take him for walks?
It depends on how comfortable he is. If
Gotcha.
he's really relaxed, yeah. But with me, more with him than with me. With me, he's kind of stuck to my side most of the time.
Gotcha. When you take him on a walk, is he just pulling to get back to mom though, the whole time?
No, he wants to explore.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
just goes.
Gotcha.
If he's
So,
comfortable, he just goes. If he's not comfortable, he's right next to her ankle the whole time.
okay. So, I mean, obviously this is going to work. He's really stressed right now. I don't feel this is a really optimal learning scenario. Putting mom in front of him, yeah, the dog kind of started to offer you, but the dog is completely stressed. Like, the dog's like, you know, mom's a big glass of water and he's in the desert for a month. That kind of thing. It's more of a necessity than anything else.
It's out of its halter here too.
Wardrobe malfunction.
How did you do that? We have not figured out how he does that, but
It's always slips in it.
let's do that.
His new nickname is Janet.
He doesn't like to evolve.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Good job, Mom. So I'm going to pick on Mom for 1 second. You can sit back down, though. When Mom was feeding the dog, did you notice what hand the food was in? Yep, the hand was in the food was in the left hand.
Draw him over.
You got it. Can you grab that hot dog right there, Christina? So I don't smash it in the carpet. Okay, I think we're going to move on. The reason being, there are a couple dogs that have not done this. The shepherd is going to be too much stimulant. I don't think your dog's going to pull, and I think this would be a little traumatic for the mastiff puppy. So does this concept kind of make sense, guys? Most of your dogs are actually really good on this. Of course, this is a halfway neutral environment. Your dogs have been in here. There's not a cat or another dog in front of them. So when you work on this, don't take the dog and take it to another park and put another dog in front of your dog and expect the dog to have success. Start with lower threshold. In other words, lower distraction. The one thing you can do with your dog, and I do this with my food bucket a lot with my dog, is I'll put my food bucket down and I'll use that as a reward in order to shape certain behaviors. So if your dog really, really likes to get to the food bucket, put their food bucket a little ways away from them and work on walking on a loose leash to your food bucket. If the dog starts pulling, stop. You know, if the dog offers the correct behavior, either feed them or start going forward again. Teach the dog that the only way to get to their food bucket is through walking on a loose leash, not pulling. It's this belief system that you'll establish, and the dog will say, hey, I understand that even though I want to go to the park, or even though I want to go to the beach, I don't need to yank you down the street the whole time. Okay, does that make sense before we move on? Okay, now let's talk about a little bit healing. Are you comfortable bringing Jagger out?
Yeah, you might want to rock the shepherd.
Can we stay right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be confusing, but healing has nothing to do with movement or walking. Healing is basically starts with the dog in a certain position and teaching head motion. In a minute, Christine's going to show you. So I define healing, and my two marker words are walk and healing. However, if after today you're like, hey, I just don't want the dog to pull me, and you want that to be your heel, then you can use the heel marker for that. If you want to define it as two different behaviors, then you can define it however you want, but don't think if you use the word heel that your dog is going to offer you more attention than if you use walk. It's really the action that you give it. Okay, so here's Jagger. Jagger is about 2 years of age. Jagger has one title. He's working towards his other title. So you notice already the dog is offering some attentiveness. The dog is offering to look at her. Your dogs are not going to do this right off the bat. However, do you remember we talked about, we worked on attention, right? This is really where teaching the eye contact comes in really handy. You notice the dog is already offering Mom the eye contact. So what you guys are going to do in a moment is you're going to ask your dog to sit. You're going to get beside your dog. Food is going to be in the left hand. Okay? Christina's going to have to act like her dog does not know how to do this. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to bring the food down, show the dog the food, and just feed the dog a couple times. Just get your dog to start lifting its head up while it's beside you on the left-hand side. However, here's a really good lesson. Do you notice she fed the dog the food, and then the dog's head dropped, right? I want to teach you guys to keep your dog's head up. So watch what happens when she feeds a couple pieces of food. So she feeds. Good. Then she feeds another one. Okay, now she pulls her hand away and feeds another one. Pulls her hand away and feeds another one. So try to have 4 or 5, 6 pieces of food in the hand so we can try to keep the head up the whole time.
Keep that up the whole time.
Yep. So now she put a marker word to it. Your dogs are not going to be ready for that. I want you to just keep your dog's head up. There's a couple things here that's going to help you. Do you notice her elbow is out, facing out, and her wrist is almost above the dog's head? Okay? Watch the difference when she brings her elbow in. Watch what happens to her arm. Bring your elbow in. Do it wrong.
I don't know what to do.
Okay, so she almost can't do it, but the idea is you stick your elbow out, your hand is always a little bit away from your side. If she was to bring the hand on her stomach, watch this. If she was to keep it there, the dog is going to wrap around her. So the key to this is you almost keep your hand away from your side here, elbow out. Okay? Let's try that a few times. So go ahead, stand up, put your dog in a sit. Put food in your left hand. Kick your elbow out. Bring your hand straight down to the dog's nose. There you go. And feed. Good, excellent. Bring your hand back just a little bit. So almost like your hand is lined up with your leg. That's a little bit too far forward. Good job, Jennifer.
Desperately wants to leave.
Is he having some difficulty sitting?
She's trying to leave.
Is she? Uh-oh.
Hey, go.
Wow. Remind me not to come over your house for dinner. My steak.
Well, if you're gonna eat off my floor, you deserve it.
That's a good point. Good job.
So what, she just looks at me and then she's up
Will you do me a favor? Can we use a prong collar? I thought we were going to try one this evening, right?
Yeah.
Or at least put her on on your flat collar. Your harness just doesn't give you any control. There you go. Okay, so if you've done this, can you keep healthy then, please? If you've done this a number of times, and your dog is looking up, then tell your dog heel and then feed. Heel and feed, but don't take any steps. Just keep them in the stationary position. Say heel and then feed.
Heel. So when so say he heel, sit down and set it back my side.
So here, can I show you a little trick?
Yep.
Try to get beside him. Put the leash behind your backside and hold it in your. There you go. There, see the difference? So just by running the leash back there helps the dog not kick around in front. The dog's done this for so long, and everything goodness comes from your front.
Yeah.
So now the dog says, "Hey, I want to wrap around."
Okay.
Good sit.
Good job.
Wait, you want to feed her?
Here, yeah, flip your.
This way.
You got it. What mom's doing?
Elbow out.
Excellent job. Good job.
Just a little
Thanks for showing her, Mom.
You feed her every time. Make her lift her head up and look at you.
Try lifting it up a little bit slow.
How's she doing?
Yeah, this is about half and half.
Half and half. Hey, she's eating. I'm impressed. How's it going?
That dog barking just.
Kind of put her out?
Yeah, she wants out.
Gotcha. All right, well, I would sit down, let her kind of hang out and watch, and then we'll go from there. Good job, Jennifer, number 2. Here, tighten up on your leash a little bit. There you go. Okay, watch this. Stick your elbow out. Bring your hand out now towards the wall. Hand out towards the wall. There you go. Now feed. You see the head change?
Yeah.
Now bring it straight, your hand straight up. And now bring it back down and feed. Bring it straight up. Bring it back down. That's good. Want to see a little trick? Put your hand right in front of his nose. Take a slow step forward. And stop. Good. See how straight it was? But look how far your hand came forward. Bring your hand back. There, like that. Now take a slow step forward. Good. In a minute, can you be a demo dog for me?
Yeah.
So I can show everybody
And his
that.
bar collar's off.
Way to go, girlfriend.
She's just about a year. So
Good job. Are you surprised?
Yeah, I'm actually shocked. So like this weekend, I think he just gets really high anxiety in situations. He gets nervous.
Yeah.
You know, he barks, so he's comfortable in here now. So
Makes a difference.
makes a difference.
Okay. When you're ready, go sit back down. I'm going to show you the next step.
She's still a puppy dog,
Laurent, can I use you for a minute? Okay, so, let me turn around, please. Can I get your attention? Our goal is if your dog is sitting beside you and Laurent says heel,
heel.
I look up. That's what we just worked on, trying to get the dog to understand. Heel means I look up. Boom. Okay? Now our next step is to see if we can take a step or two. Okay? I'm going to use Jennifer number 1 here. Sorry, I should just say Jennifer. That's
Say the first Jennifer up there.
Thanks, Dad. Okay. Here, back up, look at them. Okay, so watch what Jennifer's gonna do. She's gonna put her dog in a sitting position. Now, one thing Jennifer notices is that every time she wants to get beside her dog kicks out a little bit. So by running the leash around her backside here and putting just a little bit of pressure helps the dog not kick in front of her. Okay, watch what Jennifer's gonna do. Jennifer's gonna take her elbow, stick it out towards me, bring her hand out a little bit, towards me a little more. Good. Now Jennifer's gonna say, don't walk for a minute. She's gonna say heel and feed. Okay, she's gonna say heel and feed again.
Heel.
Good. Now watch what she's gonna do. She's gonna put the food right in front of the dog's nose. She's gonna say heel, wait, bring it right in front of the dog's nose. Now she's gonna say heel and take a step with her left leg first,
Heel.
and then her right leg. And stop.
Heel.
Almost, good job. So do me a favor, look how far your hand came forward, bring it back, keep it right there, don't move it. Now say heel and take a step
Heel.
forward, don't move your hand, and stop. Good. So do you notice what happened now? When she went forward, the dog went forward. When she stopped, what did the dog automatically do? The dog automatically stopped. So there's 2 parts to this we're teaching. We're teaching 1, the eye contact. Now we're also teaching the dog to move with us. And when we come to a stop, to completely sit. Okay, want to do it again? Okay, take a step forward. Good. Do me a favor, take 3 steps forward this time. And stop.
Heel.
Good job. So the mechanics here of the dog kicking out is just a little bit of just Jennifer needing to modify a couple things. Don't move, don't move. Okay, do you see where her hand is right now? Don't move.
In front of me.
Yeah, right? So the moment your hand comes in front of your hips, now the dog's butt wants to kick out. So the key is to keep your hand always a little bit away out a little bit, Jennifer. There you go. Okay? All right, let's see you guys try that. Let's see if we can take 1 or 2 steps. Jennifer, way to go. Good. So, any idea why the left first instead of the right?
Yeah, because they'll pull first.
Nope.
No, just it'll keep them stay close.
So let's say you want to leave them in a sit, you step off with your right. If you want to heel, you step off with your leg. It tells the dog that now we're going to be moving. It's a little nonverbal cue. Oh. She can, huh?
Yeah, she could, if her leash drops up, she can back out of that right away.
Good job, Mom. Nicely done. Good. Oh, here. Let's start over again. Let's here. Give yourself a little more room right there. There you go. Okay. Do fair. Keep your hand right in front of his nose for a minute. There you go. Now say heel and take a step forward. And stop. Ask him to sit. Good job. And feed him for that. There you go. You won't always have to keep your hand there for right now, but to teach him what you want. This is where I want, and this is what I want your head to do. And when I come to a stop, I want you to sit. You kind of got to feed him the whole time. Yes, if he doesn't offer it. The eye contact is a little bit different. So you're going to pair these 2 behaviors up. later in life. So right now we're teaching him, when I move, this is what I want you to do. And then when you don't have the food there, he's naturally going to look at your face when you take the steps. Okay? But for right now, you're kind of teaching him positioning while you're moving.
She stays really well.
Did she?
She just stays.
Nice.
When I walk, she stays.
She won't move it. She won't move at all? Here, go really slow. Really slow. Wait, really slow. Let her nibble a little bit while you take a step. Let her nibble there. Almost. Leave your hand right there. Bring it forward a little bit. Yes. The fact that she moved, I would be happy. Good. And stop. Good. And freer. Awesome. Yes.
Some peacocks are on different sides depending on traffic.
Okay.
You know, which is totally understandable.
Sure.
But in the beginning, can it confuse them? She's not sure which side to go. I'm just asking for myself.
Yeah. So if you
She's good with it.
is she's good with it?
Yeah, just keep her on whatever side's away from traffic.
Then keep doing what you're doing. Here, want to learn something cool? Okay, put food back in your hand. Okay, set back up like you were doing just a second ago. Okay, show me what you're doing. Okay, watch. Twist your palm. Show me the top of your hand. There you go. Too much. Turn it back just a little bit. Okay, there you go. So take some steps and then twist your wrist a little bit, like you're showing me the palm of your hand when you come to the stop. Other way, and it'll bring her in. I meant the roof of your hand. Sorry.
Okay,
So bring her. I'm gonna walk you through it. Okay, put your food down there. Start taking the steps. Okay. Now turn your wrist. There you go. And stop. Good. So it kind of naturally helps the dog get in. So do you notice she's a little bit?
she does that and I hate it.
It's a little bit of avoidance. A little bit of avoidance.
Okay.
When you come to a stop, almost overcompensate your hand. Like bring your hand just forward just a little bit.
Kind of drag.
Either that or don't even worry about halts. Just when you come to a stop, like just feed her for halting. And then later, maybe put the halt in there where she sits. Okay? Nope. Show me the top of your hand. There. Okay. Turn it back just a little bit. There you go. Keep it. You're right. Leave right there. Okay. Now take some steps. Okay. There, and feed her. Good. So do that for a couple weeks, and then add the sit into it, and she'll get in the habit of not rocking back. Okay.
How old is she? 5 months. So I have a question.
I have an answer.
So, like when we're healing, you notice how he would like jump up, like into a tree? Is that just me like not putting him out the hand?
Yeah, you gotta.
Hard enough?
It's a hard.
Almost like lean over.
Kind of.
Okay.
One of the things you can do is when you start weaning back the hand, you won't always have to feed the dog. When you start weaning back the hand, if the dog jumps up, there's no success. The moment the dog doesn't jump up and walk next to you, boom, you kneel down and feed.
Okay.
So you just teach the dog this. Right now, the dog's learned the success jumping up on you.
Yeah.
You just kind of teach them there's no success in jumping up on you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
No, just that one.
Reason I said this, I have
All right. I'm going to teach you one last thing, and then we'll wrap it up. So, Laurent, can I use her for a minute? Yes. You can put her back on her harness if you feel she's going to slip out of that. So, let's say I'm Laurent's dog. Laurent is going to heel towards my van there. Stay there. Okay. And I'm right here. If Laurent says heel and starts walking, what's going to happen? You run into me, right? So the last thing I'm going to teach you is how to teach your dog. It's called the finish command, where basically the dog gets in the heel position. So I'm Laurent's dog right now. He plans to go behind me. He's going to teach me to flip around and to come and sit here beside him and go forward. Okay? Christina, you want to show how it's done? So Christina's dog has done this already. So don't say, oh my gosh, my dog's a dummy. It's not going to be so fluent. This dog. Okay, so food is on the left. What Christina's going to do is she's going to bring her left leg back, and she's going to bring her dog behind her left leg, do a swoop, come forward, and come into a sit. Okay, let's do that again.
Bring
Okay, so watch what she does with her hand. She brings it back, swoop. Okay, that time the dog did not go behind the leg enough. And look at the angle the dog is sitting now. The dog is kind of crooked. So the key is to swoop behind your leg. Come behind your leg, more and more. Don't start bringing your hand forward until your dog is behind your leg. Make sense? Okay. Can I show with your dog and then I'll have everybody do it? We're going to do this with the dog that's not done this yet so you guys can see the end result. Okay? So, bring the dog in front of you. Okay. Turn your hand over. Palm, okay. Here's the contrary to the rule because the dog's in front of you. Palm towards the dog. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Bring your left leg back. Okay. Bring your hand back. Swoop behind your left leg. Come forward. Elbow out. Hand up. Oh my goodness gracious, girl. Decide and ask the dog to sit. Way to go. Now look at your hand. Where'd it come in? It came in front of your hips. Try it one more time.
He's too smart for a little good.
Me and the dog had to talk. I told him to stop cussing at me. Up and sit.
Sit.
Wait, just say so once. Bring your hand back. Bring your hand back and up. 2, 5. Good try. So you'll find the position. I almost can't tell you, but when your hand comes forward, bring it kind of up and rock it back. Okay? All right, let's see you guys try that. No, it's teaching the dog to get in the heel position. Here, watch, Christina, can you show this young man again? Sure. Here, watch what she does with the dog and it'll make sense. Nicely done. Come forward with your leg, now forward with your leg, up and sit. That was nearly perfect. Good job. Way to go. Hey, so yeah, before you're asking the dog to turn its back to the kind of the stress over here, right? Yeah, so try to maybe set it up where he doesn't have to turn his back to him, but this is going to be hard probably for her. I do. Almost.
So explain to me how I get past that. She's actually longer than I can reach.
No, she's not. Let's try it again. Okay, leave your hand right there. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Come back here. Back here. No. Like behind your leg. Like you're trying to scratch your ass. There you go. Shake your hand a little bit. Encourage her. Almost. Try it again. There you go. Try it. She's a little bit worried. There you go. Swoop behind. Now come forward. Elbow out. Hand out. Oh my goodness gracious. So close. Try it again.
You got the turn.
You got the turn. Yep. And just pay her for the turn next time.
That's right.
So if the dog keeps kicking his butt out like that, you can do this near a wall. Okay. Partially, I think it's just his confirmation, to be honest with you. And he kind of seems to got something going on with his rear a little bit. I don't know if he like always sits a certain way, and that hind leg there's just something kind of funky going on there. How old is he?
2. Yeah. He does, actually when he runs, he kicks out his left leg.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah,
maybe it's just
leg out when he runs, kind of funny.
Gotcha.
And he dog tracks in more to the outside. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
As he gets older, keep an eye on it just to make sure he doesn't get some arthritis. Yeah, actually, there's something in the knee. That's interesting. I never noticed it. Yeah, there's something going on in the knee.
And his left leg, right?
Yeah. Next time you bring him to a vet, have the vet take a look at his left knee a little bit, okay?
He's crazy too, though, man. It's really fucking funny here.
Yeah, he looks kind of stiff, like.
Yeah, that's what
She did it once, but
Nice.
she's been busy growing. She's like, look how long her legs are.
I know. She's grown like a little weed.
I'm convinced she grew 2 inches and 10 pounds today.
I can imagine.
So this is on your YouTube, right?
Yes. If you can't find it, you can say, oh, you didn't swoop back for enough.
Yeah, I don't have Facebook, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, you can send me an email. I can send it to you, or just do a Google search. The dog or Jennifer?
Both of them, this team.
What?
You guys have such a great team.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, nice. Okay. Let's go and sit back down.
No. Do tell. Okay.
You guys a secret rendezvous or something? Wow. I'm a little jealous. Okay. So a lot of information in a very short amount of time, huh? So we worked on walking the leash, teaching your dog that there's no success in pulling on the leash. There's more success in not pulling on the leash. Trying to capture where we want your dog to walk. In other words, the dog's walking beside you, not pulling. Remember, walk doesn't necessarily have to end on a halt or on a sit like your dogs are sitting with the heel. However, if you're happy with how your dog walks beside you and doesn't have to sit, then that's perfectly fine. My job as a trainer is to show you guys as much information. Your jobs as owners is to apply what information applies to you and that you want to teach your dog. Okay? And then we worked on heeling, teaching your dog to offer some attentiveness, teaching your dog when you say heel to move. One of the things that Jennifer was doing with her dog is when I told her to step out with her dog, I was having her step out with the left leg. If you can master this heeling and you step out with your left leg instead of your right, when you step with your left, the dog will know to follow you. When you step with your right, if you want the dog to stay, you step off with your right, and it's an indication to the dog that you're not going to want them to heel with you. Okay? And then we worked on the finish. The finish is something, I'm not sure you guys are going to use that much, but hey, it's something fun, something new to teach your dog, kind of challenge you and your dog. All right, so is there anything in the last 4 weeks that we either, one, did not cover that you want to ask about real quick, two, we covered and you're unsure about, or you have questions on? Yes?
So, like on him and laying down, it's doing the method, the heel method, and coming underneath, it's hard. He just wants to like back up instead of lay down.
Okay.
So, I live by myself, so what other options? I can't use a bar.
I would suggest you find a husband. Come on, doesn't a man solve all problems?
Have you tried
She's not a man.
like that?
I have not.
So that's another one you can
Okay.
get, and then according to the size of your dog, you just sort of move, and then you can do some Pilates while you're down here. But
That's awesome.
Okay,
that's
perfect.
another alternative.
Perfect.
Either that or you see this chair right here, this metal chair? Kind of has the bars. Find something that you can basically invent that your dog can go under. The idea is don't want to push the dog, don't want to force the dog to do it. We want to lure the dog. When the dog offers the correct behavior, then we pay the dog. Then the dog says, hey, this is what I do to get the reward. The other thing I brought up is change surfaces your dog's on. Like put your dog on a picnic table, on a bed. If you have a really high bed, that works really nice. One of the difficulties with tall people and short dogs is the dog, its entire life until you start working on the down, wants to come up to you. All of its muscle memory is about coming up, coming up, coming up. Why would the dog ever want to go down away from you or away from the food? So if you bring the dog up to an elevated level, now the dog says, I don't have this need to come up to you. I'm right at your face, or I'm right at your hand height.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Very good question. Okay, any other questions? No? Okay, well I really appreciate you guys taking this class, or taking my class I should say. A lot of times I get the question, do I teach more advanced classes or do I teach classes after this? To be honest with you, this is the only public group class I teach, besides a puppy preschool class, which you guys are too old for. The reason being is if you guys can apply everything that you covered in the last 4 weeks in the next 6 months to a year of your dog's life, we should have covered about everything that I feel that you guys would need in your daily life. However, if something comes up and you guys are like, hey, you know what? I don't really understand that, or man, you didn't really cover this, or my dog wants to eat the mailman and I need some help with that, you're always welcome to give me a call. We can meet one-on-one and we can kind of address those particular issues, okay? So if it's okay, I would like to get a photo of you and your dog and your graduation slip, if you're okay with that. I post all your photos on my website to show off to your neighbors, and or if you guys want a copy of it too, you can always email me and say, hey, can you send me a copy of your photo? You guys okay with that? Okay.